off to Antarctica. From the top of the world to the bottom of the world. More baby animals are waiting to take their first swim in an icy cold sea. These are Adelie penguin chicks. They live near the South Pole, where it gets really chilly. That's why they're covered with all those soft, fluffy feathers to keep them warm. It's a bit like a penguin woolly jumper. Penguins get all their food from the ocean, so the grown-ups make regular fishing trips out to sea. Which means, if the chicks want to eat when they get older, they need to learn to swim first. Hang on, hang on. First, you need to get rid of all those fluffy feathers and grow some waterproof ones, like this. Oops, missed a bit at the top there. Losing your last few baby feathers certainly makes for some crazy hairstyles. Right, now it's time for your first swim. But where to start? Don't worry, the grown-ups will show you how it's done. Penguins might be clumsy on land, but in the water, they're as graceful as a ballerina. Just look at them go! You have to swim fast if you want to catch fish. Right, chicks, that's how you do it. Now, who's first? Go on, somebody's got to go first. Is it going to be you? Oh, no, pushing now. Oops. In he goes. And that one. These rocks are so slippery that there's no turning back. The chicks have no choice but to dive in or fall in. Be careful now. Usually when swimming, you have to learn to keep your head above the water. But the penguin chicks have the opposite problem. They're really good at floating, so they actually have to learn how to sink. But it won't be long before these chicks are as graceful in the water as their parents. I'm not sure they'll ever be graceful out of the water, though. Whoops! Hey! First stop, Antarctica. This super streamlined swimmer is a Weddell seal, and she's exploring an icy underwater world. And if you think it looks cold down here, well, it's not much warmer up on top. Seals love the water, but they're mammals, which means they have to come up to breathe air. Here she comes. Pop! Her pup has been waiting for her on the ice. He's only a few days old, so he hasn't been exploring with Mum yet. I think he's pleased to see her, though. The Antarctic sea ice where these seals live is one of the coldest places on Earth. Seals don't mind the cold, though. They've got waterproof fur and a thick layer of fat to keep them warm. And if it gets really cold, well, you can always use Mum as a windshield. Ooh, there's even warm milk on tap too. Perfect. But this pup can't stay on the ice forever. It's time to go exploring. Ooh. It's cold when you first get in. Mum makes sure there's a nice big hole in the ice by scraping the ice with her teeth. Ooh. That must be cold on the mouth. She needs to do this every day so they don't get stuck on the ice. Oh, it looks like hard work. Now it's time for the little pup's first ever swim. It's a bit scary. He's going to need to be really brave. Come on. That's it. Things look very different down here. Oh, I think he wants to get back out. Come on, little guy. You can do it. Here he comes. Ah, he's done it. This is just the first of many diving trips this little seal pup will make with his mum, whilst he's learning to catch fish. But for now, he can just enjoy exploring this beautiful underwater world. Over we go to Canada this time. When you live in a place with no trees at all, hiding can be much harder. Take this fluffy eider duckling, for example. It needs to hide from this pack of hungry white wolves who are out searching for a meal. Luckily, Mum knows just what to do. She's taking her babies to the lake. The ducklings have never been there before, but they take to swimming, well, like a duck to water. Oh dear, it looks like one of the wolves has spotted them. You might think they're safe out there in the middle of the lake, but wolves are great swimmers too. The little ducklings are too small to fly. So it's up to Mum to save them. And she does it by playing a game with the wolves. It's called Catch Me If You Can. Her ducklings watch her deal with the wolf. All this splashing around makes the wolf follow her, while the babies duck, excuse the pun, out of sight. Well done, Mum. After all that running around, the wolf is puffed out. Off it goes. Time for a family reunion. We're going to a special lake in Africa now. Here in Lake Malawi, there's another animal mum helping her babies to hide. This fish is a real big mouth. Don't worry, I'm not being rude. That's her name, a big mouth hap. And she has a very strange way of hiding her babies from other hungry fish who want to gobble them up. She doesn't hide them in the rocks. She hides them in her mouth. Whenever she thinks there might be danger around, she opens wide and they swim straight inside. It looks like she's eating them, but she's just keeping them safe until the danger has passed. Once she's chased away all the hungry fish, she opens up, the baby fish swim back out again. Brilliant. We're off to Canada. Look at that. Bears. Not teddy bears, of course. Grizzly bears. Mum's got 2 young cubs. And this is their home. It's beautiful, isn't it? Some animals just eat plants. Some just like to eat meat, and some just eat fish. But grizzlies aren't fussy. They eat all of them. Today, Mum's taking her cubs on a fishing trip. Have you packed your rods yet, guys? All you need now are some fish. Mum's picked the perfect day for it because the river is full of fish. Look at them all. These are salmon. Every year they swim up the river like this to lay their eggs. Oh, it's getting pretty crowded now. Which is great for bears when they're going fishing. Grizzlies can be a bit grumpy. They like to live on their own. But when the river is so full of fish, they don't mind getting together for a meal. All along the river, there are cubs out fishing with their mums. The best way to learn is to watch how Mum does it. The water's so clear here that the fish are easy to see. It's harder to spot them by the waterfall until they jump. Whoops! Nearly. Some bears use their big front paws like dinner plates, ready to land a fish. For others, fishing's much simpler. Straight into the mouth. Yummy. Right, time to see what these cubs have learnt. First, they need to find a fish. There's one. Oh, that was close. Don't give up. You can do it. Oh, it's much harder than Mum makes it look. Got it. Well done. Oh, no. Slippery little things. Don't worry, there's enough for everyone. That's it. You keep practicing.
Baby